I don't know why that's not playing. Where's my intro? Is it not working? I wonder if it's huh. That's weird. It looks like it's trying to play. Can you guys hear anything? Let me try that again. That's wild. I have no idea why that's not playing. It even has it still connected. Yeah, it's right there. Who knows, man? Can you guys hear me? I don't know why it's not working. It's pretty weird. Does it have any working at all? Let's see.
Huh?
Yep, got all that. Got that. I got this one. Yeah, it's weird. The video's not playing though. Huh. I don't know why. Weird stuff. Weird stuff. Right, I just don't know why that video's not working. Oh, there it goes. I just tried it later and it works. Must have connected to the drive or something. There we go. Gotta play that.
It's the house!
Alright, there we go. Hey, it all worked that time. No rhyme or reason. Did the same button and everything, and it just wasn't connecting to the, I don't know, the drive. Maybe it went to sleep or something. Don't know. Alright. Well, how's it going up there? We had Daphne, TRML, Lanky Tor, Alley Cake, Michelle, PK, Sews It Up, Jeffrey Sidal, Chicken Wing, etc. Lanky Tor. Alright. How's the thumbnail today? It looks better, right? Like, hey, that's something I'm going to click on. We'll see if these work. I don't know. It'd probably be better on a video or something like that. But I just have to have my own face too going, what? And pointing at something, you know? Yeah, so Susan, I think, sent me these in my email about Rex Heuermann. We'll just read these couple articles. And there's also this sort of disturbing, you know, killing of a mother, a daughter, and like her kid or something. I mean, and she was pregnant. But it's weird too, because it's just pure, all just completely drug related. I mean, the mother and the father. The mother got killed as an absolute drug, you know, like tons of drug convictions, and so does her husband, who was out of town. And then, you know, so it's like, that's just that world. I never really like getting involved in stuff like that. The gangs and the drugs, and that's just the world you're in, you know. Now, I don't consider sex working the same, because they're just out there providing, you know, sexual services for people, but there's psychos out there that kill them, and that's, you know, more interesting, and I don't think people should treat that differently. And I'm sure they'll be looking for the killer. I mean, there was, you know, kids were killed, so that makes it shitty too. But hey guys, guess what? This is another show tonight. Last night we donated $500. Tonight's just a normal night. So I need your guys' support. We're getting close to, we're on the 23rd. We've only got 6 normal days left after this one. And it's been a real struggle this month. So if you guys have the ability to help support the channel, I would appreciate it. We need channel memberships, challenges, all kinds of stuff going on. Alright. Hey, look at like Wild Bill Wassman right there. Did you see that? Thank you. Is it this one? Maybe we'll do this one first. The Guardian. The meticulous ritual of the Long Island serial killer Rex Heuermann had been revealed in a Peacock documentary released on Thursday. I have to go watch that. The confessed killer of 8 women relays via a therapist that he maintained a 4-day ritual of preparation, building trust with his victims, murdering them in a basement kill room, a day of playtime with their bodies, and then using a stopwatch to perfect dumping them on a beach 20 miles from his home. This guy's a psycho. He would use the 4th day to deal with, I mean, we already knew he was a psycho. It's hard to even. He would use the 4th day to deal with any unforeseen complication. Yeah, he tortured them all. The grisly revelations are made in episode 4 of the documentary Gilgo Beach Serial Killer, House of Secrets, which collected wide-ranging interviews with Heuermann's ex-wife, Asa Ellerop, daughter Victoria, and a son. Let's see. Heuermann has admitted to killing Melissa Bartholomew, Megan Waterman, and Amber Lynn Costello, 27, Maureen Brainerd Barnes, 25, Jessica Taylor, 20, Sandra Castilla, 28. Sandra Castilla, I think, is the one where he changed his MO. He started cutting off hands and so forth because they were able to identify her with her fingerprints and, having her whole body, they were able to identify who she was. It might have been, in her case, a dental. I can't remember. And then Valerie Mack and Karen Vergata. That's a new one that was just connected to him, but has always been believed to be one of his. Heuermann, who confessed to the murders in court earlier this month, and will be sentenced to multiple life prison terms. And thanks, Lanky Tor, for the gifted 5 memberships. Life in prison terms later this year. I hope he has to sort of go through and explain what he did. Or at least they get all the information and make it public. I don't know. It just seems like a lot of times we're just sort of let down as a society when they do these little backroom deals. Nobody ever gets to know the reality. You spend all these years looking into something and... Hey, thank you, Chris O'Connell. Allison Winter, a therapist, disclosed... Let me hit this. Make it bigger. There we go. I'm not sure what this whole thing here down below. This is crazy. A therapist disclosed that Heuermann described to her that by the time he killed his 8th and last known victim, I guarantee you there's more than that. I guarantee you there's, I think he's probably killed 30 people. I mean, there's no way he just stopped right during that time. Had become his practice had become so routine that he was able to dispose of her remains in just 37 seconds. He would hit the timer, dump the body, get back in the truck, and hit the timer again. God, imagine being Like, you've killed so many people that you're like, hey, I'm going to time this one. Hey, look at this. Woo, ding. Man, that was 37 seconds. Woo. He just didn't have anybody to tell it to. He would hit the timer, dump the body, get back in the truck, and hit the timer again, Winters explains. Clearly, he enjoyed killing, and it became a sickness for him. Kind of a sport, I would say, like it was a sport. It became an outlet. It became an obsession. Winter, Heuermann, and the family members waived their rights to patient privacy to speak to the documentary makers. Wow. So Heuermann allowed him to just waive his rights. There must be some money in it for the family or something. Heuermann's family confession to the grotesque killing. Heuermann's family confession, whatever that means, to the grotesque killing dated from 1993. I'm not really sure. Heuermann's family, I don't know why they're putting that word family in there. Dating from 1993 to 2010, came soon before he changed his plea to guilty and told a court he had killed each of his victims by strangulation before disposing of the bodies. At least one victim was killed in the marital bed, and 3 were dismembered. Remember, she was Elsap, or whatever her name is, was out of town most of the time. The documentary reveals... Hey, thank you, Chris O'Connell. The documentary reveals details of how Heuermann refined his killing methods, from adolescent thoughts to a spur-of-the-moment murder of Costilla inside the family car days before he was due to marry Ellerup in Stockholm, Sweden. Jeez. 7 months were high. I mean, isn't that crazy? He just had this, you know, he had just a compulsion to go do that right before he got married. 7 others were highly calculated, conducted in the family home in Massapequa Park. The confession to his family was a condition Heuermann set before entering a plea agreement. The confession to his family was a condition Heuermann set, which had been, in his words, for a year before it was made public. So he had told her, I guess. Asked if her husband's confession helps her understand Heuermann's actions, Ellerup says yes and no. You know, clarity comes from much more than just him saying something. But now that I know, it's easier for me to move forward. Heuermann was asked if offering his family a confession to the murders is something he needed to do, and he said, it was something I needed to do face to face and to be honest with each other. I needed it to be done. Person to person, heart to heart, I went in just as an open book. Man, I hope this is like something that's documented. But hey, guys, let's see if we can get a challenge going or something. Get near the goal earlier in the show so I don't have to keep wondering. All right, we are getting close to the end of the month. Right now we're about 1/6. We have 0 super chats and 11 gifted channel memberships. To participate in this extraordinary blend of murder and therapy confession, the family was reportedly paid more than $1 million. I knew it. Triggering a lawsuit from Benjamin Torres Mack's son, targeting monies that were given to exploit the slaughter of plaintiff to publicity. I mean, I don't like that part of it, that they get the money. You know, the couple's daughter, Victoria Heuermann, reveals that Mack, victims Regatta and Taylor were all murdered, mutilated, and dismembered in the basement of the family home where her mother now sleeps at night. Can you believe that? Jesus. I'm here because I do feel spiritual, Ellerup explains. I'm trying to say spiritually in my own way that I'm really sorry for what these victims went through, so I'm going to go ahead and sleep right where they were. Whatever. Jesus. It is also revealed that Heuermann killed his victims on a second encounter after paying them for sex on the first. On each occasion of killing, the rest of his family, or that one though, he got tricked and then he went out the second time. Heuermann's 4-day ritual, Winter explains, was a 4-day high, a 4-day adrenaline rush, and then he would meet his family. But the killings abruptly stopped. The families say after the body of Shannon Gilbert was discovered near Gilgo Beach in 2010, leading to the discovery of Heuermann's 4 Gilgo Beach victims. Heuermann told the what do you think the odds are that they've found every body of the ones that he's killed? He's only going to admit to the ones. There's that Asian male that's found right there, and he mentions that. I think that's one of his. Heuermann told the therapists he stopped because he was no longer receiving the same gratification. Or those bodies just haven't been found, is what you're saying. I think he was very concerned about getting caught, and I think he knew he would get caught, Winter says. The last episode of the documentary series may go down as one of the most chilling of its kind, revealing a murderous need for power and control, often associated with serial killers, and that they act out when that is threatened. Winter says Heuermann asked her if she had ever sat with a serial killer before, and if she knew what it was like to want to kill to play God. Heuermann's sentencing is slated for to happen on the 17th of June. All right, I just brought up a minute ago, you guys. See, on this channel, every single night we do shows, and the people watching the show help support the channel. And that's what has allowed us over the years. Not only does the channel make an income, I do ad revenue and all this stuff. As it comes in, we've been able to donate $293,112 since January of 2020, which is $293,112 more than JLR donates. All right. My channel actually tries to go out and make a difference. All right. So let's see if you guys are out there and you can help support the channel. That would be fantastic. Thank you. All right. Let's see. What's the next one? Is it this one? Thanks, Alley Cake. Yeah, we need to try to get moving now, or we just hit one of those road bumps that we always seem to do. All right, here's the other one. Confessed serial killer Rex Heuermann's ex-wife revealed she had moved into the kill room he set up in their basement, and where he admitted to killing 7 of his 8 known victims, according to her own words in a docu-series. She's moved into the kill room. Asa Ellerup reveals in the latest episode of the Gilgo Beach House of Secrets on Peacock, which first streamed Thursday morning. Hey, wow, look at that. We've got a cat eye donation. Let me play the actual sound over here since that's not going to... Where is it? All right. Okay, let's see if it works perfectly when it shows up there. Come on, show up right now. Here it goes. Ah. Well, that's what it would have sounded like. Oh, it's the avocado one. That's right. It's $49.99. That's the same. I don't know why it was set up that way anyways, but yeah, the avocado one I don't have sitting around. But anyways, thank you. And just like that, we're at a third. So Asa Ellerup reveals in the latest episode of the Gilgo Beach House of Secrets that the brutal truth is that Rex Heuermann said he dismembered the bodies in this room. She says in the episode. Let me show you. I think it's this. They blurred the home on Street View, but oh, there goes my stomach. There was some kind of a basement. I think it's right down, like in that, underneath this portion of the home. But I remember they were trying to lift up some wood or something back here. And he owned other homes right around in the same area, but this is the one where they live right now. And if you go down to Street View, and his vehicle was parked on one of the Street View, right on the street, the same truck that he drove. But it's all been blurred out now, and this is a more recent one than when he was arrested, I think. Yeah, it should have been the avocado, but it didn't even show up on the screen, did it? I don't know. I'll try to get that fixed someday. I don't know what the hell the deal is. I had it working one day not too long ago, but that is a brutal truth. There's me. I'm in the room. And I'm here because I do feel spiritual. You sound like a psycho. I feel spiritual. I'm married to this serial killer nut job who brought these other women in there, and he had sex with them too, but he cut them up. But I wasn't cut up or anything. But I feel like I'm close to them if I sleep in the same bed that they were. What a weirdo, man. I don't even know. That doesn't even make sense to me. There's nothing even remotely something in there where I would almost think more of it was like one of the victims' daughter moved in there and then sort of was close to where her mom died or something. That would even make more sense than this. That the wife of the serial killer is now sleeping down there, feeling close to the victims. I don't know. That's weird to me. I'm trying to say spiritually, in my own way, that I'm really sorry for what these victims went through. Okay. And by the way, wouldn't that just freak you out to be down there? I don't know. It's weird. It almost makes you wonder, like, was she more aware than people think? Because it's like, and if you were already aware and you knew that people were being killed down there, you wouldn't care as much. That's what it feels like. Thanks, Karen W. That's Benny in that picture there. Not sure what that light is. Still, she says she wanted to understand her ex-husband, at least psychologically. I want to know why Rex killed these women. What his triggers were, Ellerup says. And I think he only married her as sort of a disguise, basically. Just to make it look like he was, trying to appear normal. I'm processing the information in a very different way because now I see the evil in him. Her lawyer, Bob Macedonia, told Fox News Digital he believes she was still struggling with the fact that her husband of many years was living a double life as one of the most prolific serial killers in decades. Let's see. Rex Heuermann's family kept gruesome piece of evidence, sources says. Family kept gruesome. What is that? Oh, that's old. Oops. Not so much in the sense that she wants to know Rex, the serial killer. She wants to know that side of Rex and also get to know herself and how she missed all this in 30 years, he said. She wants to know herself, not so much who Rex is. Hey, you guys, who's going to do a challenge in here? We haven't had one challenge yet out of all the different people in there, and that's really what helps get us to the goals. So if you have the ability to do that, that'd be great. Some people wait for the challenges, and we haven't had any. Yeah, but that's Benny. That's what I said. Yeah, they all Chihuahuas love the sun. You know, but it's not sunny, so I don't know what that light is. I think it's just like the living room light. She wants to know herself, not much who Rex is. Okay, Ellerup also described the moment her husband confessed his crimes to her ahead of his change of plea hearing earlier this month. And this is like a year ago, they're saying. He admitted to killing 8 victims, and at the time, he had only been charged with 7. On April 8th, Heuermann, a 62-year-old former New York City architect, pleaded guilty to the murders of Melissa Bartholomew, Megan Waterman, Amber Costello, Maureen Brainerd Barnes, Jessica Taylor, Sandra Castilla, and Valerie Mack. He confessed to an 8th uncharged murder of Karen Vergata. All of the slayings took place between 1993 and 2010. This has been an extremely emotional... I wonder, like, right before when was his real first killing? Was it really Sandra Castillo? I mean, he just, right before he gets married, I gotta go kill somebody. I mean, that just seems weird. This has been an extremely emotional and painful process for the family to endure and come to terms with the allegations. It's not allegations, he did. That Rex Heuermann was the Gilgo Beach serial killer. Ellerup's attorney, Bob Macedonia, said in a statement. So it's not an allegation anymore. He literally confessed to it. It is what it is. I know you want to keep, that's just what defense attorneys speak. That's how they do it. Nobody's going to do a challenge, you guys? It'd be great. Because currently we could almost be at like 2/3, but we didn't do any challenges, so we're just kind of... Let's see. To the one with the phone. Huh? What are you talking about? Yeah, he did all of them. He confessed to every one of them. He didn't kill Melissa Gilbert, though, or I think that's her name. The one that they were out there looking around. I don't think he stopped in 2010 either. I think he was continually killing, and he just chose a different place. Those haven't been found yet. Yeah, Shannon Gilbert, not Melissa. Melissa Gilbert's the Little House on the Prairie lady. It's Gilbert. Yeah. Yeah. Well, she wasn't killed by him. They had never thought that they were connected. It's just ironic that looking for her, who's also a sex worker, they found a whole bunch of other sex workers' bodies buried on the same Long Island stretch. I mean, that one attorney tries to make a link and so forth, and maybe someday, you know what? Maybe he'll say that he did it, but it just sort of seems like she ran out into that marsh and got stuck and died. And she was having some weird mental break of some kind. Miss Ellerup would like the focus to remain where it belongs, on the victims and their families who have suffered immeasurable and lasting losses. Each of the victims had been strangled, some were tortured, 3 were dismembered, most were found to the east of Gilgo Beach on Ocean Parkway, about 45 miles outside of New York City. Some were scattered across multiple locations. Castillo, the first victim, was found in Hamptons less than 48 hours after her disappearance in late November 93. So he didn't like that. He changed things up. She was found way over here. I think, yeah, way over there. This is like, she's way out on the end of that island there. Right in this area. And then you have all these other bodies. This is where Vergata, part of her, was found. And then it just continues up like this. Interestingly, like this is where Vergata's skull was found, and then the rest of her body was found right over here. But turns out this lady here, this Tanya Denise Jackson, who was the mother-child combination. Don't you guys find that just really mind-blowing almost? Like you have Tanya Jackson right here, and then her baby was found right here, right next to Valerie Mack, and and they're not even related at all. Like it was some domestic issue where that lady was killed, and somehow when that guy was dumping the body part, the baby out over here, it's like within 50 feet of another body when he was doing that. It's crazy. Thanks, Wild Bill Wassman. All right, who's going to do a challenge? For the 78th time, we need to get something moving here. Whenever we have these, like, just these huge lulls, it makes it tough. Let's see if we can do it. So right now, this month we've already given out 1,000, so we're going to try to... I'm hoping to get up to where I can go and give 3 out, because it's been such a poor month. But if you guys have the ability... Oh, it's when somebody offers to do 5 memberships if 5 other people do 1. That's what a challenge is. So currently we haven't had any of them. And that's why we're currently still just at like a third of the nightly goal. And usually like channel memberships. She's the only one Heuermann did kill in the Massapequa Park home. Let me see this. Each of the victims had been strangled. Some were tortured. They were dismembered. Most were found. And then it says right here. So that was Castillo. Castillo, the first victim, was found in Hamptons less than 48 hours after her disappearance in late November. She's the only one Heuermann didn't kill in his Massapequa Park home. Wow, so that means he killed Vergata in there too. Jeez. That's crazy. He killed... Now, they obviously didn't tear it down or she wouldn't be able to live in the basement. He killed her in the vehicle that police recovered decades later in Pennsylvania. Heuermann was arrested outside his Midtown Manhattan office in July of 2023 and had maintained his innocence for nearly 3 years. A trial had been set for September. Oh, did you guys throw some rubies out? I didn't see anything on there. As killing spree went unknown for decades until a 23-year-old woman named Shannon Gilbert vanished under alarming circumstances in 2010. She had placed numerous 911 calls, sounding heavily inebriated and begging for help after leaving a home in Oak Beach. The search for her turned up the remains of 10 other people. Isn't that insane? And so that what's weird about that is, you have the Asian male, you have that Tanya with their baby, and I think there must be another one that they haven't connected yet. It's pretty weird. I mean, they disconnected Tanya because they know who did that one. The search for her turned up the remains of 10 other people, and he's only been arrested for 8. And then Castillo wasn't found there at all. But I think some of the other ones have like parts, either full body or body parts there. Like Valerie Mack, I think part of her body was found, if I remember correctly. Valerie Mack, I think, was, let's see. Where the heck was that? I think it was over here, right? Like way up in... Yeah, way over on this portion. That's right. Yeah, so Valerie Mack's torso and was missing a head and hands. And then Jessica Taylor, I'm not sure why I said went missing. This is where part of her body was found. And then Valerie Mack's head was found right here, right next to where the toddler was found that isn't one of Rex Heuermann's. Hey, thanks Chris O'Connell and Alley Cake. And this is where Shannon Gilbert was, over here. So that's where she went missing, and then they... that's crazy. Look at it. So he was like killing people all around up in here. It's wild. You know, we still haven't really had a challenge yet. Strangely. Suffolk County Police have publicly described Gilbert's death as an accidental drowning. That's what it looks like. The death was another victim, 26-year-old Tanya Jackson, and her 2-year-old daughter, Tatiana Dykes, have been blamed on a Florida man who was arrested last year. Andrew Dykes had pleaded not guilty in that case and is due back in court in Nassau County. He'd probably have a pretty good defense saying, hey, you know, it wasn't me. This Heuermann guy did this. I don't know what my wife was doing, but boy, this, you know, or boyfriend or whatever the hell it was. You know, Rex Heuermann is led to Arthur M. Cromartie Criminal Complex. Yeah, Zozo's out there. She has a lot of family stuff going on currently. All right, well, that was it for the for that. Rex Heuermann's wife living in the basement. I might have to go watch that documentary. Now, there's one that I'm just sort of starting to look at here. This one right here. Bones of 3 children found in woods may have been there for years. The Memphis police chief said a chance discovery led investigators to more than a dozen bones belonging to 3 children between 3 and 7. Last month, someone was out walking a dog in Memphis and stumbled upon what looked like a skull. Unsure if it belonged to any animal or a human, the person called the police. The chance discovery set off what has turned into an extensive investigation, with the police saying on Wednesday that they had located a second skull and 14 additional bones. The police believe that the skeletal remains belong to 3 children between the ages of 3 and 7, and they have most likely been shrouded in the woods of southeast Memphis for several years. Someone knows where the children... I mean, man, 3 kids. Those probably all siblings, you would think. Or they're, you know, victims that have been dumped there 3 different times. That'd be crazy. But usually something like that, it sounds like about right, you know, 3 to 7, and, you know, like somebody had a baby over a certain amount of time. Oh, we have a challenge going? Hey, look at that. Chris O'Connell is doing one. Did we already get 2 of them? Hers is... Oh, 5 for 3. Okay, so we need 3 more gifted memberships, you guys. Or 2 more. To do the challenge there. Now, little is known about the children whose remains were found. Investigators have not determined who they are and how they died. It's possible they are from somewhere other than Memphis. But Chief Davis said she believes someone knows how the bones ended. Well, of course somebody knows how the bones ended up in the woods. It's not like you're the amazing Kreskin when you say, you know, I believe somebody knows how those bones got there. Less than 4 miles from Tennessee's border with northern Mississippi. We are following the evidence wherever it leads, she said. So far, that investigation has included searching in drainage pipes, sending out dogs trained to smell for human remains, and using a camera to look in hard-to-reach places. You guys see the challenge up there? By Chris O'Connell. We just need 2 more gifted memberships. And basically it's 2 for 1 on your end. And then she'll donate 5 all by herself. But we just need 1 from 2 different people. We already got 1 by the generous Wild Bill Wassman. The investigation into Memphis follows another grim discovery in California earlier this month when a child who was taking part in an Easter egg hunt instead found a skull buried in a dirt path. That person also has not been identified. Yeah, that's crazy.
Chris.
I don't know, I think I'll kind of keep looking into this one. You think somebody would have reported that 3 children are missing? You know, in the last 3 years, are there any reports of a family, like 3 children missing? See, that sort of makes, because that would be something that would be a pretty big story, wouldn't it? 3 young kids missing somewhere, right? So at that point, you would think that that would be a big story, and I haven't heard of anything like that. So then it does sort of open the door for these being individual, one-off, you know, like somebody was interested in that age group and killed them. I think it's more likely they're probably siblings, but man, isn't it weird that we haven't heard of that? Thank you, Margaret. 9 years with Gray. Well, it just says 1 month, Karen. Hey, thank you, Chris O'Connell. Hey, we got a challenge in at least. I'll keep looking into that one. You know, we got to do Lumberton again one of these days. Don't you think that we should do that? Have you guys, most of you have heard of the Lumberton case, right? I mean, if you haven't been here since like 3 years ago, you probably wouldn't have heard of it, but that one's crazy. Maybe I can just do like a quick, let's see. Probably this one. I don't know, let me see. It's that one. Hey, thank you so much there, Elizabeth Capone Cook. All right, yeah, right here.
Thanks, Grand Freaks.
Let me just get my bearings on this. I think it's, yeah, right here. So I'm just going to give you like a random, maybe we'll go over this in depth again because it's just absolutely crazy. So we had Christina Bennett right here in 2017. They happened to be found because they were looking for this other girl that, you know, sort of fits the mold of what people would give a damn about. But it turns out they found these other bodies. And so we have right here Christina Bennett. She was found in this house, like tucked underneath like some sort of cabinet. And then the same date, right across the street over here, in a trash bin, they found another. Both bodies were nude. There was like a green trash bin there. She was in that right there. And then this house right here is where Christina Bennett was found, and the one that was found right there is Rhonda Jones. All right, so they were found right there. They were both murdered and stuffed in. They're both nude. Okay, and then there's this girl named Megan Oxendine, who was a friend of both of them, or at least a friend with Rhonda Jones. And then Megan Oxendine was standing right here giving an interview with the news, talking about her friend. Then, so that was April 18th, right? Then on June 3rd, Megan Oxendine's body, the same girl that's in the interview, was found right next to this house over here. And then Cynthia Jacobs, who's the last person to be with Megan Oxendine before she died, is missing. You don't find that incredibly nuts? And they haven't, and the FBI is still looking into it, but they haven't found an answer. It's crazy. I guess you guys aren't really paying attention. But anyways, if you had been paying attention, you would have found it interesting. Hello? Anybody hear what I was just telling in the story there? I mean, every night it's the same thing. It's like you guys can't be bothered. I need the interaction. When we're talking about these cases, you got to admit that that's pretty crazy, isn't it? Jesus, man. Why bother? It's just a total waste of time. So we have that one, and let's see. What's the other one? Maybe one day we'll go back over that one again. What was the other case that just... Abby Patterson was the other person. Yeah, you don't think it's crazy to have somebody down... I mean, the same person that's in an interview talking, she gets killed, and then the last person to see that person is also missing now. Now she's probably put somewhere totally different. Or unless that person has something to do with killing her. Here, I'll just read this. I went through the whole thing. I mean, I have this many files and so forth. Like, this is the lady. This lady here was killed along with her, like, right here. I think this person, both of them were killed. The 17-year-old, this girl right here, was 7 to 8 months pregnant. An 18-month-old that was not harmed. And then I think this person was killed too right here. So all three of these people were killed. This one, I think, had was pregnant. And then, obviously that's what she looks like now. This guy apparently was out of town. But let's just read this one and, It's weird too. They have this. I mean, this is probably pretty expensive. I would think this vehicle. And I looked them up, man. They both this person and the other one have so many drug charges. It's crazy. I mean, just this guy has got domestic violence on his record. I mean, it's just not the greatest situation. So it's like. I feel bad for the kids that got killed and everything. I mean, I feel bad for everybody who got killed. It's just one of these stories when you're in the drug world and you're moving product and you're part of, like, you know, that is so dangerous to be putting any of your family members even anywhere remotely near something like that. Hey, look at that. We got another challenge in here by Karen W. Yeah, let me go to where this is. Yeah, and both these guys, you know, Lisa Fields and then her husband, they live in this home here. So I think what we're looking at in this video, there's no street view. It's like a dirt road here. That's it right there. Tree's a little different. Sort of interesting. Looks like there's more. Here, let's see. Oh, is it right there now? Right inside there? Oh, they must have moved it. That's crazy. Look at that. You see, it's there. And then when you go all the way to here, that's not there anymore. And I think it's... You know, I'm not certain, actually. Let me look. If I go like this, is this it? I think that's it right here. This one. I think it's like that. See that? Doesn't that make more sense? This thing than that? Even though the address popped up on the house, they probably own that property, and this all works now. The roads and everything. See how there's a road going by there, and then another road you can kind of see continuing on up in there, and that's right here, and then that White House is probably right there. So that's probably it. Thanks, Wild Bill Wassman, Chris O'Connell, and Ali Cake, as in I'll eat cake. The victims were found dead inside their home. Let's just start over here. All right. Authorities are investigating a triple homicide in Alabama after a mother and her 2 children were found killed inside their home in what officials described as a brutal, targeted attack. Lisa Gale Fields. She also goes by a different last name. Let's see. Ferguson. Her 17-year-old daughter, Kezia Ariana Luker, and her 12-year-old son, Thomas Cordell Jr., were found dead in their home on Monday, April 20th. Also, the 17-year-old, Kezia Ariana, had a baby inside of her that was, 6 to 7 months old. Yeah, you guys, we need 2 more gifted memberships to reach that last challenge. That'd be awesome. I was supposed to protect them. I was supposed to be there for them. They killed our babies. They killed my wife, said Nathan Fields. Fields is the husband of 46-year-old Fields and stepfather to 17-year-old Kezia Luker, who was about 8 months pregnant, and 12-year-old Thomas T.J. Cordell Jr. So she must have 2 different kids from 2 different fathers, and then this Fields individual here, the husband, is the father of the... I'm not even sure. Let's see. Stepfather... I think he's the stepfather to both of the kids. He recounted the last time he spoke to his family Sunday evening before they were found dead at their home on Abu Moody Road, just west of Lot Road. I was at work, and me and her have been talking all throughout the day, and it was 6:21 p.m., and that was the last time we spoke, where she had responded, said Fields. And about 20 minutes later, I tried calling her, and didn't get an answer. It was going directly to voicemail, and I knew instantly something was wrong, he continued. The victims were found inside their home on Abel Moody Road in Wilmer with their hands zip-tied around their backs in separate rooms. So all three of these people were in different rooms, all three victims, with their hands zip-tied behind their backs. The mother was stabbed, her daughter shot, and her son nearly decapitated. Investigators said that there was no forced entry. This is probably a message to the husband. And that the house had been rummaged through. So they were looking for something. Lisa was my life. Yeah, we've known each other for over 30 years, said Fields. I watched TJ turn into such a little man. Keziah, she was reaching her goals. She was a younger mother who was dedicated. She got her GED. She was getting ready to enroll in college, he continued. Anybody going to get those last 2 memberships up there for the challenge? Really help support the channel there. It's a 2-for-1er for you guys. On Wednesday, he finally got back to Wilmer and said this attack was personal. Well, of course. You're into selling drugs, you idiot. Whoever it was someone that come over to the house on a regular basis. Someone who was jealous of the progress in life. Okay, come on. I mean, I don't know if they were still doing drugs, but this guy has a massive record, and including domestic violence, etc. That's part of that kills me, is knowing that they were afraid. You know, they were scared. Whoever did this knew us, he continued. Field says there's been speculation online that the criminal past is tied to the murders. Okay, there you go. Well, it's hard to... Because I don't know if... I mean, that is speculation, but is it really incredibly, reckless? It's like, come on. This is exactly... I would be shocked if it's not connected in some way to that. I mean, no, why the hell would you be you're looking for something in the house, and the way they were killed is just horrendous. Come on, you guys, we just need 2 more gifted memberships in there to reach the goal that Karen put out there. Shouldn't be that difficult. Let's see. Yes, I was affiliated with them, said Fields. No, this wasn't a strike back from a debt or anything like that. I mean, it's possible it's something else, but man, how can you blame anybody? The mother... Okay, hold on. Let me just go through this. Okay, so you guys know what I'm talking about. I know you're working on it. I'm trying to be like, hey, come on. It's frustrating. Let's see. I'm going to open this up again. Listen to this. This is for her. She has 14, traffic or whatever. The other one is safekeeping. I'm not sure what that means. Next one, possession of a controlled substance. This is the mother here. Possession of marijuana, 1st degree. Chemical endangerment of child exposure. Dog-cat cruelty. Dog-cat cruelty, again, probably the same instance. And then another dog-cat cruelty. Then possession of drug paraphernalia. Possession of marijuana. Dog-cat cruelty. Chemical endangerment of child exposure. Safekeeping. Dogs permitted to run. And then one that I can't make out. All right, that's hers. Yeah, I'm not sure what the cruelty probably would be like. They kept them chained up outside, some weird shit like that. All right, we just need 1 more now, you guys. 1 more. Thank you, Dana Phipps. All right, here's the court records for this guy. I mean, he's got just a ton of them. So for them to complain that people think it might be related to that, that isn't even wild speculation. That is like, you know, 101 stuff. Now, is it? Yeah, sure, it could be something else. But, I mean, when you listen to this, he had, I'm not even sure what this one is. Something, Del something. It's like Man, not Con Man. I don't even understand what those are saying. No, it does say, no, it has something 200 grams. So this is probably the sale of something. Yeah, so you had between 200 and 400 grams of methamphetamines. So he would deal meth, I guess. And then he had another one, less than or equal to 400 grams. And then some of these, they don't say what they're about. And then here's one, domestic violence, third degree assault. And then another one that says assault, third degree. Do we get to the goal? I didn't see it. I think we needed one more. Assault, third degree, and then disorderly conduct. Thank you, Karen. Disorderly conduct, domestic violence, third degree, harassment, a bench warrant, domestic violence, third degree, harassing communications, domestic violence, third degree, assault, third degree, disorderly conduct, domestic violence, third degree, harassment, harassing communications, I guess, and then domestic violence, assault, disorderly conduct, domestic violence, assault, third degree, bench warrants. You know, then it's a speeding ticket. Oh, thank God he had something else, you know. Yeah, so this is, so of course people are going to wonder about that. And maybe it has nothing to do with that at all. Don't know, but that's pretty crazy. Thank you, Karen. According to Mobile County Sheriff Paul Birch, the MCSO initially received a call to the home at around 2:30 a.m. after a family member did a welfare check. Sheriff Burke says after 17-year-old Kazia's boyfriend, oh, so it was her boyfriend, was offshore at work, he saw her phone start moving on Life 360. He's probably like, what's going on? When he couldn't reach her, he called her dad, his dad, so, you know, the father of the baby that was inside of Kazia. He called his dad, so it would be like, you know, the grandfather of the baby. Reacher, he called his dad to check up on the family. When the dad got inside, that's when he saw everything and grabbed the 18-month-old before calling 911. An 18-month-old Kazia's child was left in the home unharmed. Now, I wonder, was that also the boyfriend's baby? Sheriff Burke said the house was left in disarray, leading investigators to believe the suspects were looking for something. Another one, Karen? Well, thank you. Jeez. What's going on? Thank you. Let's see. Suspects were looking for something. He said he believes there may have been more than one suspect. This kind of reminds me, remember that one where there was all those two families that were all massacred? You know, all up and down a street? That just sort of has the general feel, you know. No arrests have been made and no persons of interest have been named in the case, but the sheriff's office is full. I mean, this guy Fields, you know, the surviving husband or whatever, he must know something, you know. Like there's somebody out there. Due to the fact that the Kezia was pregnant, the Mobile County District Attorney's Office will have to determine if the suspects will receive no charges of murder, 4 charges of murder. And I think they should be charged with murder. And somebody actually asked that question. Should he be charged with murder for killing the 6 to 8 month old, you know, the 6-month-old? And, you know, if you believe in, you know, being, you know, abortions that, and stuff like that, you'd probably say, well, no, you shouldn't be charged because it's not a life yet. You know, because if you believe it's a life at that point, then you would think that when, you know, somebody decided to have an abortion, then that would be the same thing, right? So it's kind of that political shitty conversation that you have to have, but I think the person should be charged with homicide, murder, same thing. You know, that baby, it was like 6 or 7 months old inside there and would live even outside. And he should get another charge. What do you guys think of that? Hey, thanks Wild Bill Wassman, Chris O'Connell, and Jim Lawn, and Allie K. I feel like we always get the same people most of the time. You guys are so kind. Thank you. It'd be great if some of the other people would help sometimes. He said he believes there may have been more than one suspect because 3 people were subdued. That is true, but you could actually put a gun on one, on all of them, and have one of them tie up one, and then that same person ties up the other one. But then I guess it's hard to tie up the last one yourself. Although, you know, you have a gun on them, you might do what they're telling you. That's crazy, man. Whoever did this knew us, husband and stepfather said. I think that's one we just did, right? What's this one? That looks almost identical. Okay, so this is more recent, at least of her and her.
Well, tonight the Mobile County Sheriff's Office says investigators are working around the clock to solve a heinous quadruple murder that happened in Wilmer. A mother and her 2 children were found dead inside their home early Monday morning, their hands bound behind their backs with zip ties. One of the victims was pregnant. Tonight, loved ones are searching for answers as tributes to the victims are being shared online. The bodies of 46-year-old Lisa Fields, 17-year-old Keziah Lucker.
Is there any chance you guys get the like button? Like right when you come in most nights, you know, it's just, we always get like, you know, 75 likes, nobody's paying attention, and we don't get there. So let's go ahead and hit the like button right now. Hit that like button 10, 20, 25, 30. Hit that like button 40. Do it 50, 55, 60, 65, 70. Hit that like button. Use your nose, use your toes, whatever blows. Hit that like button. Hit the damn like button. We've only got 76 with 150 people watching. Yikes. One of the victims was pregnant, authorities say. The bodies of 46-year-old Lisa Fields, 17-year-old Keziah Lucker. Let's just keep listening.
Who was pregnant, and 12-year-old Thomas Cordell Jr. were discovered inside this mobile home on Abel Moody Road around 2 a.m. Monday. Keziah's 18-month-old daughter was also inside the home, but was not hurt. Lisa's husband, Nathan Fields, posted this heartbreaking message on social media, saying he is, quote, crushed, lost, and destroyed, and doesn't know how he will go on.
Sad. It's too close to home.
This neighbor, who asked not to be identified, says she's shocked but not fearful, as investigators believe this was a targeted attack. Sheriff Paul Birch says there were no signs of forced entry and the home was left in disarray, as if someone was searching for something. Birch revealed Lisa and Thomas's throats were slashed and Keziah was shot in the head.
I kind of felt heavy about it yesterday because God let me know that I'm not praying enough for my neighborhood. And it just kind of made me sad for the children, you know.
A family member tells NBC 15 News Lisa was known for helping others, often taking in friends of her children who needed a place to stay. A GoFundMe has been created to help the oldest brother, Damien, pay for the funerals of his mother, brother, and sister. Birch vows to bring the killer or killers to justice.
It was a brutal scene, and, you know, I hope and feel comfortable we'll have this animal or animals off the streets soon.
Mobile County Sheriff's Office is urging anyone with information.
Yeah, see how there's like this huge percentage of trolls that show up in here? That's why I said if you could hit the like button, that'd be great. And really only 4 people hit the like button after I asked for you to hit the like button. So that means there's a huge portion of the rest of the people are likely trolls, or you would have just hit it out of politeness. They're not polite at all. They're jackasses of society.
To come forward, you can do so anonymously.
See that? That's why we're at 50-50 there. See, I told you. I always know. That's awesome.
Well, tonight the Mobile County Sheriff's Office says investigators are working around the clock to solve a heinous quadruple murder that happened in Wilmer. A mother and her 2 children were found dead inside their home early Monday morning. Their hands bound behind their backs with zip ties. One of the victims was pregnant. Tonight.
All right, you guys, we need one more gifted membership to reach that last challenge that we just had there. Just one more. All right, now we're continuing to work on a video. But I have this idea I'm trying to do. Okay, the first thing I got to do, though, is I spent a lot of time today still working on, you know, this is the Charlie Kirk killing the obvious Tyler Robinson, but I'm trying to put it together in a way that's just so compelling and obvious that these people have nothing to do but go, oh, you know what? That's what I'm hoping for. But this is how many I have in there now. I think we stopped like right around here. And then today I spent a lot of time on this. Oh, jeez. Thanks, Dana Phipps. Yeah, I probably had a nickname. Yeah, I feel bad for the kids and everything. And it's just, you know, obviously, I think the fact that the parents are into drugs, even if there isn't something right then directly correlated, it has something to do with that in the past. There's no way somebody, it just seems like the drug element has something to do with something, even if they weren't doing anything with it right then. Because you have people in there that have grudges. It's just a really crappy thing, the industry altogether, or whatever you want to call it. It's probably not the best word in the world. I think they did it, right? You guys reached the goal, right? Or challenge, I guess. Thank you, Karen W. All right, so something I was going to figure out was there's 2 different things, I guess. I have to go back and watch my video of me walking and then get the amount of time. See this little part right here? He walks on the sidewalk and goes right like this and then cuts in and goes over there. He doesn't walk across the grass. And actually the grass was kind of smushy and wet-ish, so I could see why you wouldn't do that. But look what I'm working on right now. So I have the 3D, you know, I cut off everything but that part that matters right there. You see that? And I'm just trying to, it's just, Yeah, it's tough to get this thing to work how I want it to. Because there's this little, it's called the populate, right? So you can, if I hit simulate, I can get a person or multiple people. Let's see. What do I have over here? If I click on that. Custom. I'll do textured one. And then simulate. Looks like it's... Might have to redo this because there was something I did earlier and it kind of messed it up. Does it put them out there? Normally you see these people when they're moving around. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to reset this whole thing. But what I'm trying to get is a person walking right here. And then that's what it's going to look like. You know, and then I'll put it on the... I'll do like a mat. It's going to be kind of cool. I'm going to try to do something. It's going to maybe take a while, but it's going to... I'll put the shadow in the sky right where how it's supposed to be at that time, at 12:03. And then I'm somehow going to... you know, export only his movement and the shadow using a shadow catcher, and then I'm going to bring it into like a program like this, and then use a still frame like this. So I'm going to have this, and then you'll see this guy walking over here, and I'll have to like hit each of these spots, cut out a little bit for as it goes behind these signs. And then walks over here, and then I'm not really sure if I'll animate the door opening or something like that. But it'll go inside the door there. And then what I'll do is I'll pan it like this and then keep it still right there like this, right? Then I'll try to mimic a person coming up here, walking to this area. And then I'm not really sure how to do the part where he climbs over a wall, you know, but he's there, and then I'll have to do one where he takes off and he runs over to that corner over there. I think that'd be a pretty cool looking effect. What do you guys think of that? I think it'll be pretty sweet. And then after that, I'll have to do another one where he comes across. Well, we have that already. So I'm only going to fill in the part that we don't have. And when the actual surveillance comes out, everybody's going to go, I've already seen this. All right, but the first thing that I wanted to find, though, was to add in at the beginning here. Remember how the mother said, that's not the one. Let's see, it was like the mother said something about, oh, it's in the document. It mentions how a week before he said that there was an event happening. I want to put that in there. You know, even though it's later determined that, but that's what she said back then. So I want to put it in there. And then we have this witness saying, oh, yeah, I saw him walking around on the campus. I think it's better to do it that way than instead of later, because then it's all right there. What do you guys think of that? Might be in this one. And thank you guys for doing those challenges and whatnot. Okay, I think it's down here. Alright. Robinson's mother stated the following to police. The day after the shooting, Robinson's mother saw the photo of the shooter in the news. Okay, that's later. Robinson's mother explained that over the last year or so, Robinson has become more and more political and had started to lean more to the left. Lean. Jeez. Becoming more pro-gay and trans rights oriented. That's not leaning left. Okay. She stated that Robinson began to date his roommate, a biological male who was transitioning genders. This resulted in several discussions with his family members, but especially between Robinson and his father, who have very different political views. See, this could easily be, like you put this at the beginning. In one conversation before the shooting, Robinson mentioned that Charlie Kirk would be holding an event at UVU, which Robinson said it was a stupid venue for the event. Robinson accused Kirk of spreading hate. So I think we take this and then we take the other one where Twiggs says it was, like, how long have you been planning this? A month, he said. Or a week. All right. So let's take that. And, man, where's that going to go? This is going to be pretty complicated, but then when it's put together, it won't be complicated. So this is the interview here with the... So I think it goes like 1B here. That's what I think. Because 1 is when the event was happening. It was posted on Facebook. That's the one that Cindy found. And then the next one is the interview with a witness a week earlier. So it'd be good to have the... right then you have this conversation. So this would be 1B. Kirk mentions, I mean not Kirk, Robinson mentions Kirk at UVU to Mom. So yeah, so that should be before that interview, right? I think that's pretty good. Good night, Karen. Hey, thank you so much for all your support tonight. That was very kind of you there. All right, now we're looking for the part where Twiggs said, you know, like how long. Let me see if that word's even in here. Okay. Hey, how long have you been planning this? There you go, right there. How long have you been planning this? A bit over a week, I believe. I can get close. Yeah, let's see. That's all I need, just that part. That, yeah, I don't need that other part. We just got that. And then we fill in that portion. And there we go. And so this would go... I think this goes like 1C, right? Because then you have this interview with the guy. It makes that seem much more plausible, doesn't it? The interview with the witness that saw him a week earlier. Now, how about that we make it right after that one? So 2B. 2B. Tyler says he was planning for a little over a week. There we go. All right, you guys, we're still a little bit short here. We need probably, if we get one more membership, then I'll do my challenge at the end. Let's see, there are a few Karen, but for 3 days only. What? Let's see. Yeah, I realize why it's better if I don't read the chat sometimes. Okay. Man, this is going to have a lot of stuff in it. It's going to be pretty in-depth. So we had the full walking route. Then we had 11:46. He shows up until 11:46 and 47 seconds. And then 11:49, 32 to 11:50. That's the TMZ house. And then 11:50, 38 to 11:50. That's the time frame where he's just about to go onto the grass. Then he goes onto the grass. Yeah, so I have grass to the tunnel video. So, right after he goes onto the grass. Right here. Jeez. Let's see, where is that one? Yeah, it doesn't matter. You guys don't need that. Yeah, we're just going over a case, Sandy. Let's see. I got the Utah. I don't know about that Utah. I don't think I need the Utah sheriff. The documents say everything. I'm just going up to the point of. I guess it's just sort of going to end after he goes to the car wash, and then I guess we then say we don't know what he was doing in between the car wash, and I'll say that okay, then he goes to the Dairy Queen, you know, around 6 o'clock ish, and then we have him show up on the 11th, early morning hours, waiting just outside the area where he had left the rifle, hoping to get it, and then he drives home, and then maybe later I can add more to it. Man, it must be kind of late. You guys have already sort of died down. Just, I can see the tapering of the chat. So how about this? I'll do I'll donate 5 channel memberships if we get 5 more from the people watching. All right. Even though we didn't get to the number, I'll do it anyways. Just to try to make things happen a little bit. Yeah, thanks, Sandy, for the PayPal earlier. Is anybody here? It's like Karen made that comment, I don't know, 3 minutes ago, and there hasn't been one after that. I need you guys to, like, you know, be communicating something. Tyler was wearing the DQ outfit also according to the Washington County Sheriff. So Tyler, that was that one I was debunking. That was garbage. I think I'm going to close this down. Yep, I'll donate 5 if you guys do 5. What kind of, not that you want to ask, what kind of surgery did you get, Karen? My mom said her hip's hurting, but man, she's 89, my mom. I don't know if you want to mess around getting hip surgeries when you're 89 years old. Good night, Richard Watts. Let's try this. 5. It comes from the door right there. This doesn't seem to do that. Do that. Man, my throat's just messed up. Yeah, that's not bad. Is that off the ground or anything? Yeah, see, it looks like it's off the ground. See, it's floating. Stupid. And I just want to know if I can... might have to use ChatGPT. Ah, sorry about that, Karen. Let's see, how do I do this? How do I conform a populate flow to an uneven terrain? You don't turn on.
Short answer. You don't turn on terrain follow for a populate flow. You make the path hug the terrain, then optionally use skin wrapping to keep feet planted. Here's the clean workflow in Autodesk 3, deciseconds, max. 1. Conform the flow path to the ground. Most important. Cest. Method A. Conform. Automatic projection. Select your flow path.
So how do you select the flow path? I mean, I've tried that. There's the flow. Is there like a... There's points and flow segments. Okay. Go to the create panel, geometry, compound object. Okay. Over in here. Compound shapes. It didn't say that. Go to create panel. Okay, create compound geometry. I don't see the word geometry in there. Conform? Is that what he was saying? Oh yeah, conform. And then click pick wrap to object. Okay. Yep. And then pick wrap to object right there. Oh wow. Hey! Oh my god, you guys, that actually worked. Look at that. It put the path basically right on the ground there. I think if I did that again and made way more segments, it would have fit right on there. That was amazing. Look at that. I couldn't get that to work earlier. That's crazy. And then up here we do let's see. Pick this guy. Back to the flow. Where's the simulate? I wonder if you have to simulate after you've already...
What the hell is a trapezoid?
Here, here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to create a new one and just sort of goof around with the how to do that. Reset. Thanks, Jim Lawn. I've got a challenge for you guys, though. We need 5 gifted memberships, and then I'll donate 5 myself. I always notice that my challenges just... Jeez. That's way too big. That's huge. Okay, then right up here, you just pick, I don't know, maybe I'll do that guy and then hit simulate. Yeah, see, it's going to put these characters on there, I think. Weird. They're not there. Strange. I'm not sure why it's not doing that. I don't know what a trapezoid is. Try it again. I'm going to go switch over to members only. I'll see if it works. Is that Doesn't look like... Well, that must be a still frame from earlier. Because Benny hasn't moved. Yeah, that's no way. That's like a... It hasn't moved at all. Yeah. Let's see what happens if I... Where is it? Okay. Disconnect. Connect. Yeah, that must be from earlier. Weird. So huge. Anyways, thanks up there. If you're still out there, Chris O'Connell, I'm not sure if you took off. Thanks for all your support in there tonight. Thanks, Karen, Wild Bill Wassman, Alley Kick, and everybody else who helped support the channel. I think people all went to bed. Let's see, where are they? It's crazy. Like, there should be people on there moving around. And they're not doing it.